Hi, everyone. Councilmember Frank Morano here, speaking to you from my office. I want to take a few minutes to talk about an issue that affects far more New Yorkers than most people realize: concussions, traumatic brain injuries, and a condition called CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I think I pronounced that correctly. When people hear the term CTE, they usually think about professional athletes, football players, wrestlers, boxers. But the truth is, this is not just a pro sports issue. It's something that impacts kids in youth sports, adults who play recreationally, and many of our city employees who work tough physical jobs every day. Over the years, we've all heard tragic stories: athletes whose personalities changed dramatically, people whose mental health deteriorated, families who saw someone they love become unrecognizable because of repeated head injuries. And here in New York City, we can't ignore what happened back in July: a terrible shooting in Midtown where the assailant left a note saying he believed years of untreated head trauma had severely damaged his mind. Now, nothing excuses what he did, but it does show that undiagnosed and misunderstood brain injuries can have devastating consequences. This made it clearer than ever that we need to take this seriously. And the biggest challenge isn't just the injuries themselves, it's the fact that so many people still don't understand them. Recently, I watched the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix, 6 parts. It's interesting. And I was honestly stunned to see how many longtime athletes, smart people, accomplished people, still doubted whether CTE was even real. And that's in the aftermath of the whole Chris Benoit situation. That was such a tragic situation for his family and for him, obviously. I don't even want to revisit it. But there were people in the documentary that didn't believe that it was even a real thing. If people who spent decades in contact sports aren't fully aware of this, imagine how many parents, coaches, and workers across our city aren't getting the information they need. We have an awareness gap, a big one, and doing nothing about it is not an option. So, this Thursday, at the next stated meeting of the New York City Council, I'll be introducing new legislation to finally confront this problem in a serious, meaningful way. This bill focuses on 3 major areas. One, a citywide public education campaign. We're directing the Department of Health to create a multilingual campaign explaining what concussions and traumatic brain injuries really are, the symptoms people should look for, the long-term risks, including CTE, and where New Yorkers can go for screenings and help. This will reach families, schools, youth sports leagues, and workers across all 5 boroughs. That's the first part. Second part is concussion and CTE training for city agencies. We're requiring the city to make available online training modules, complete with certificates for employees in high-risk jobs like law enforcement, fire, sanitation, corrections, and construction. These men and women face dangerous situations regularly. They deserve the tools and knowledge to protect themselves. And then the last part of it is a recurring city report on brain injuries. We're also requiring the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene to publish a recurring report on concussions and traumatic brain injuries in our city workforce, identifying trends, gaps, and recommendations for safer practices. This ensures that future decisions will be based on real data, not guesswork. So let me tell you what this bill does not do, just to be clear. The bill does not ban football. It does not limit youth sports. It does not interfere with medical privacy. And it does not tell doctors how to do their job. It's about education, awareness, and prevention. 3 things we can always do more of, and 3 things that I think can save lives. New York City may not be able to solve CTE on its own, but we can lead. We can raise awareness. We can close the knowledge gap. We can give our workers, our families, and our kids the information they need to stay safe. This legislation is a first step, but it's an important one. And once it's introduced, I hope you'll join me in supporting it and helping spread the word. Thank you for taking the time to listen, because together, I think we can make our city safer and healthier for everyone. At least that's my hope. Thanks.